it's Brittany with Find Your Fierce Coaching. I am hopping on to share some information for the next segment of my Prepping for the Positive series that I'm taking on this week. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about starting your day off right, because I feel like I'm not alone when you say like, man, it's been a bad day, and instantly you're just like, well, it started terrible, and you know, like I was rushing out the door this morning, I forgot to make the kids lunch, I didn't grab what I needed for work or whatever, and it just follows you through the whole day. Like, it just seems to somehow not let you alone, right? Like, there is just this stigma with starting the day off on the wrong foot, like, getting out of the wrong side of the bed or whatever, and then it just continuing to follow you all day long. And something that I learned a while ago, probably, I started doing the Miracle Morning. It's been since we lived in Lansing, so I would say about a year or so. And I actually found this book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. If you have not picked it up, you totally should. It's a really great read. It's really easy to read too. It's not too long. But essentially, the premise of the book is not just for like not morning people, but anybody who needs structure in your day. There's been a lot of research, and Hal will go into it in his book, so if you pick that up, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. But he goes into the research of like how like structure in your morning, like if you aren't productive in the morning, you kind of start your day off lazy, and it feels like things just never pick up for you and get more structured. And starting your day off with a little bit of structure can actually do amazing things for your overall all day kind of mindset and success. And since we're talking about taking these small steps to getting you ready for that kind of full-blown mindset change, I thought that this would be, a really great resource for everybody, is to check out this book. And I want to give you a couple of tips, because at first when I started reading, I am kind of the person that, like, if you tell me what to do in a list, I'm going to just go down that list. And I realized after, doing this for some time, that the list is not super important, okay? Like, doing this in a specific order, it's not crucial. And I wanted to give you guys a couple of tips that helped me, that I kind of had to like figure out myself at first. And hopefully if I can share them with you, it would make your morning, Miracle Morning routine start off a lot smoother than mine. So tip number 1 is commit to getting up when your alarm first goes off. If you did not see my video, the first episode of this series, Prepping for the Positive, talking about sleep, I do reference a really great app in there for an alarm clock. So option number 2, or tip number 2, is don't bring your phone with you. So we all kind of are probably pretty bad about waking up, drinking a cup of coffee or tea, and like mindlessly scrolling through Facebook, and then next thing you know, like it's time to get up and get ready. So unless you're going to be using your phone for like meditation music, or I used to read on my phone, don't bring your phone with you. It's a distraction. So number 3 is just going to bed with the intention of getting up and just completing this. Like, it's just a to-do list. Like, to start, that's really where you gotta go. And it does start at night, just prepping yourself. A lot of times people get in this thing like, oh, I'm not a morning person, or I just can't get out of bed, I'm not going to get enough sleep. How many times have you thought to yourself, like, if I go to bed right now, I'll get 6 hours of sleep? Don't do that. Don't do that. Get up. It doesn't matter how many hours of sleep you get. If you get up, you go to bed and you tell yourself no matter what amount of sleep you're going to get, it's going to be enough, and you're going to get up and you're going to start your day with a Miracle Morning. It makes a huge difference. So then the other thing I did, which you can't really see it right now, but in my office here, we have like an old Chase lounge, and I created like a Miracle Morning spot. So I like to come into my office, which if you have more space than, you know, multi-use space, if you have some place that you can really dedicate to your area for your miracle morning, I really suggest that. No one really comes in my office, so I can do really whatever I want in here. I do occasionally get a little bit distracted by work, but it's not too terrible for me. So create a space where you're not going to get interrupted, where you're not going to be distracted. You know, some people will even do like a setup with like different, like, you know, Himalayan salt lamps and minerals and essential oils, or like incense, things like that. Whatever works for you. Just create a space where when you go to that space, you're in the mindset of miracle morning. You know, it's not somewhere that like I am notorious for trying to do it on my couch, it's never a win for me. I get too comfortable, and then I realize that the whole morning's gone by and I haven't actually done anything I needed to do. And then finally, this is really important, is to feel empowered to move the steps around. So I'm going to share with you what Hal shares in his book, in just a little bit of detail on kind of how it's worked for me, but feel empowered to move your schedule around. So you know, there's a list, and I referenced it again yesterday in the video that I had done for the first part of this series, but the savers. If it doesn't work for you to do it in that order, then don't do it in that order. Like, you do you. There are people who need to wake up in order to wake themselves up. They need to work out right away. That's not me. Like, I need a minute to drink pre-workout. So I kind of do a couple of the steps, you know, while I'm drinking my pre-workout, then I move on to other, you know, the other steps. So what are the steps? So the S stands for silence. I would suggest getting like some meditation music. I have a playlist on Spotify, or I also have like a list of people I listen to on YouTube, and just get on there and turn that on. If you find yourself like starting to be distracted by other things in the room or thoughts running through your head, try to focus on your breathing and really bring yourself back to, you know, the meditation routine. Then the A is for affirmations. So they sound kind of hokey and sometimes people laugh. I used to be like, I'm not repeating weird mantras every morning, but it has really helped. So if you go on Pinterest, you can search like positive morning affirmations, or if you're looking for something specific like affirmations about money or a new job or relationship, you can find a lot there. As I have, you know, expanded this journey, I have started writing my own affirmations, and that has really helped. And it's kind of more than just like one. It's sort of like a block of thoughts that I'm having at that time, like some things I want to remind myself of, you know, like one of the ones I've been doing lately is all things I do bring me health, wealth, and happiness. And the cool part is when they're the short ones, like I might find it on Pinterest or something, but it like really speaks to me. On my iPhone, you can set a reminder, and I'm sure you can do this on, you know, Android phones as well. But I set a reminder, and it goes off like every hour, hour and a half, and throughout the day. So whatever I'm trying to really affirm into my life, I will have that keep going, like on a regular basis throughout the day, because it's sort of a nice reminder. Like you start getting stressed out, and you get that reminder, like, oh wait, hold on, I gotta get back to where I was this morning. So then the next one is the V, so visualizations, super important. You can do an like a virtual visualization board with like finding some things on Pinterest or Google Pictures, whatever. You can do the old school, which I think is super fun way of like creating kind of like a dream board of sorts, just things that you want to have in your life, and you spend some time focusing on these things and really looking at them, and not just looking at the picture like, oh, that girl with a really big house, that's cool, I want to have a really big house, but spend some time actually trying to imagine how it would feel to be able to, you know, buy a house in cash or pay off your debt. Like, how would it feel to write that last check on a student loan or a credit card or whatever it is? but the feeling behind the visualization is super important. So these things I spend about 5 to 10 minutes on a piece. So we're at like anywhere from 15 minutes to a half an hour. The next one is exercise. And I've told you guys I don't work out in the mornings. It just isn't, I don't know. I just can't get myself to do it. And so I just do some like light yoga, just some stretching maybe. I know a lot of people will, get a run in. And if you're somebody that runs, maybe doing your affirmations in your, silence during your run, you can do that. It's okay. You don't have to like separate these and like, no, now is my time for silence. Now is my time for this. If you can do multiple things and really soak it all in, then go ahead. And for the exercise, what's really going to help you, this is really important because it's going to carry you throughout the day. You're going to create endorphins in your body. It's really going to help wake you up and get your body going. And then it's going to carry with you through the entire day. So the exercise part, a lot of people want to skip it, but don't. Even if it's just a little bit of, like I said, stretching or running in place or an at-home workout or a run, whatever it is to just kind of get your blood flowing, get those endorphins going, you will see a difference throughout your entire day. So then reading, and I have a lot of people tell me like, oh, I don't read. Well, I hope you read, but if you're not big into reading, this can be anything. It could be like a newspaper or, don't get on Facebook. No, it's not. That is not reading. Do not read your timeline for 15 minutes. Not cool. But doing personal development, this is the best way to get into some personal development, because now you've had your silence, your meditation, you've gotten your body a little bit warmed up, you're thinking about all these things you want, and then reading about mental stimulation is huge, because I think that that's a big thing that we forget. Interestingly enough, I was talking to my mom a couple of weeks ago, and she said, I just love that you are starting to read personal development now. Like, it took me until I was in my 50s to want to make a change and really like dive into personal development and grow. And it can be anything. Like, do you want to be a better parent? There's books about parenting. Do you want to be a better employee? There's books about being an employee, or promotion in a corporate world, or whatever. There's personal development books about anything. Sleep. Do you want to be a better sleeper? There's personal development books about that. Anything that encourages you to be better than you were yesterday, dig into it. Amazon, I'll try to provide some links for you guys as well. But Amazon, if you seriously search like Amazon, if you type in their search bar like personal development books about being a better parent, you're going to find a ton of books. Make sure you read the reviews, and it's a respected book. Don't just like buy whatever. But there's tons of personal development books about anything you want to know. If you aren't familiar with a website called Goodreads, you can check out there. They have like boards where people who love to read will review books, and they will put things on certain shelves. So if you're looking for personal development, it's a great place to find some good books on there as well. And then scribing. This is also the hardest thing for me to do, with the exception of recently I've started blogging again, and so I do my blogs in the morning. But ultimately, it's writing anything. So if you don't, want to have a blog that's out there for people to see, go to WordPress, sign up for a free account, make your account private, and blog. If you're a pen and paper person, get on there, get a journal out and start writing. Writing thoughts down, writing how yesterday went, writing anything, writing, some reflection from your reading, whatever it is. Writing really will help stimulate the brain as well, and getting your thoughts out there, because I didn't realize there were some things that I was kind of struggling with until I started being dedicated and setting a timer like 15 minutes. I'm going to write for 15 minutes. And I have had some of my best content or best realizations when I was writing, especially after reading. So, really, these are very basic steps. It can take you as long as you want it to take you. If you're somebody that, you know, wants to go for an hour run, your Miracle Morning is going to be longer. If you're somebody who's like 10 minutes of yoga and I'm good, your Miracle Morning, you know, I would say having at least 60 minutes set aside. So if you need to start getting ready for work by 6, be up by 5. If you need to, you know, if you're somebody that works at home and you can be a little bit more flexible, you know, he suggests getting up at 5 no matter what. But if you're somebody that like works nights or works at home, or, you know, is just as a stay-at-home mom or something, make it work for your schedule. So get up before your kids do. Get up, you know, if you don't have to be to work until, you know, you work noon to 8 and you normally get up at 9, get up at 8 and start your day when it works for you. It doesn't have to be this set in stone, you know, 5 a.m. start to your day, do it in this order or you fail. Like if you're struggling with a part of the Miracle Morning routine, the Savers, reach out to me. I can gladly help you, give you some suggestions of some resources to find, you know, some personal development books or some, you know, Pinterest boards for affirmations, things like that. I can definitely help you, get you pointed in the right direction. But I suggest trying this for 30 days. So initially, I'm going to just be honest with you, it sort of sucked. Because at the time, when I started this, I was working from home, okay? And so I had to be like at my desk and like coherent by 8. So like 7:40, I would like wake up and just go out there. We had like a self-timing coffee pot. Just like pour my cup of coffee and be like, come into my office and just like, okay, I'm here. And when I was like, yeah, I need to be getting up, like I should be working out in the morning. I should be doing these things, taking control of my day in the morning. It's hard. Like you're going to feel like, you know, if you're somebody that gets up at the last minute and throws on your clothes and leaves the house, it's probably going to take some work. So I would suggest trying to set your alarm for 15 minutes earlier a day. You know, 2 or 3 days, 15 minutes earlier, then 2 or 3 days, go 15 more minutes early. You're probably going to go to bed a little bit earlier at night, but that'll help with those, you know, not using electronics at night and shutting down and getting some good sleep. As long as you kind of use these interchangeably, I think you'll really see a huge difference just in 30 days. And even now, it's kind of funny. If I don't start my day off right, it's funny. On the weekends, Travis is at home. During the week, he's not here. But on the weekends, he'll come home and like he gets up really early. He puts headphones in and he'll be playing his video game. And he literally won't speak with me until I'm like, hey, okay, I'm awake, I'm good. He's like, no, you need your time when you first wake up. And because he knows when I don't get my time, like the day just gets away from me. Like, holy cow, I haven't read personal development. I haven't worked out. I haven't, you know, taken a few minutes to myself to just think and breathe and write and, you know, these kinds of things. And so it's going to be hard at first, but it will become something where you really enjoy getting up, and that hour to, you know, however long you need is your time, and you will love it. And you will notice on those days that you don't get up, or, you know, you sleep through your alarm, or on the weekends, when maybe, you know, the day just starts off and it's not your normal routine, you'll notice. So I encourage you to commit to 30 days of trying this morning routine and saving my notes. I will have them in written form as well. So take a look at it, really, you know, see what I'm talking about. Sometimes it helps to see it, you know, just written out, and, you know, commit to 30 days. And if you're interested in setting up a accountability partnership, find somebody else who's interested, tag them in the video, or you know, you can share the post with them, the YouTube video, whatever, and buddy up with them, because having somebody that's accountable to you, that's texting you at 5:15 and like, hey girl, are you up? Like, oh crap, nope, but I am now. Like, how'd your Miracle Morning go this morning? Oh, I hate telling people like, yeah, no, I didn't do that. Like, oh, it sucks. So find an accountability partner. If you need to find somebody, let me know. I would love to partner up with you as well, but find somebody who's going to hold you accountable on those days that you just want to hit snooze. So I appreciate you watching this video and hopping on to talk a little bit more about creating a positive morning routine. Tomorrow we're going to talk about setting some goals for yourself and committing to yourself, because at the end of the day, you have to be committed to you. And so I want to go over some tips for committing to yourself and starting small so that you can go ahead and move forward with the next series that I'll be doing called the Mindset Move, and making those changes completely in your life. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you reach out to me, let me know. I would love to work with you on any of these things that you might need a little help with. And again, I really do appreciate you hopping on. Have a wonderful day.